Okay. Okay, so chapter 20. Another challenge is the title. Hey everybody, Danny said, smiling like always. Me again, back from the dead and stuff. He pumped his fist. It's probably not nearly as cool to hear that the second time, he shrugged. Well, he continued, I thought I'd tell you a little bit about the afterlife today. Do you want to know? He motioned with his finger for all of us to come closer to him. I leaned a little forward despite myself. I hoped Mikkel hadn't seen that. But it would be interesting if someone could tell me what would happen after this life. It's really beautiful. His face was very serious. Flowers and friends. There's an all-you-can-eat ice cream bar, and unicorns are everywhere. What? Just kidding, Danny said. I'm not going to tell you. You're just going to have to wait until it's your time. He smiled wide. If there was an afterlife and I got to know about it, I imagined that I probably wouldn't learn about it on YouTube. Plus, Danny pre-recorded these videos. He didn't know anything then either. I hope you all had a great time watching a comedy, Danny said. Hopefully a lot of laughter was involved. Maybe some popcorn or pretzels. Ooh, or chocolate-covered pretzels. Man, I love those. I'm eating tons of them in heaven. He winked. I hope you shared old memories and made new memories. You might forget some of the conversations, but you'll always remember the people you were with. It was true. I would always remember this. I loved having somewhere to go and people to be with that weren't my grandparents. Mikkel was cool to hang around. Danny clapped his hands. Good job, everyone. How could this guy make videos like this? He knew he was going to die, but wanted people to get together and have fun? That wouldn't be me. I would want everyone to dress in black and send me off on a flaming barge. And all of the ladies should be crying. So much crying. Well, what do you think? He spread his arms wide. Should I leave it at that? Or should I give you another challenge? He put a hand to his ear and pretended to listen. People shouted for another challenge. I thought so, Danny answered. It was cheesy, but with Danny's enthusiasm, it worked somehow. I noticed a girl dab her eyes and sniffle, but she had a huge grin on her face. So, I've tried to be a happy person, Danny said. The film cut to him doing all sorts of smiles and goofy faces. He pulled on the sides of his mouth. He laughed out loud and high. He stuck his tongue out. I don't think anyone could watch it and not smile a little. But I wasn't always that way. In fact, at one point, I was pretty bitter about my condition, about my life. He dropped all his gestures and jokes for this part. And when I was about to turn 16, I started to feel really bad. I mean, I wasn't going to be able to drive. People my age were dating, and more I thought, even though I'm a handsome devil, the camera did another close-up and he winked. He was back to joking with the same joke, and somehow we all laughed as loud as we did during the movie. Believe it or not, every girl in my high school was clamoring to go out with me. He threw his hands up in the air. Crazy, I know. I just want to fit in, to be accepted, to be with people and not be the weird kid. Well, I made a friend, a good buddy named Yellow, who not only hung out with me, but told me that I should quit trying to be everyone else. He said I should live my life my way, do what I do. Danny gave a thumbs up. Thanks, Yellow. You're a great friend. And somehow his voice was thicker, like it was covered in sincerity. A really, really good friend. A muffled, "You too, man," was heard off the screen. A girl's voice from the middle of the mob shouted, I love you, Yellow! From the back of the room, Yellow gave a loud laugh. So that's when I had this crazy idea to start up a YouTube channel. Maybe I wouldn't be a student body officer or the biggest dater, or maybe I wouldn't even make friends with everyone, but I could make videos on my time when I felt up to it. And if people wanted to watch, they could. He spread his arms. And look at you, you amazing people. You came and watched me. I'd given up on trying to be like everyone else a long time ago, too. That was something Danny and I had in common. And I drew comics on my own time, my way, like he did his YouTube challenges. But Danny was so much more successful at what he did than what I was doing. Well, for this challenge, the camera zoomed in. Remember that you loved me. He pointed at himself with his thumbs and wiggled his eyebrows up and down on his large forehead. And that you really can't tell me no for this one. I mean, I went to all sorts of special effort to send you this message from the dead. You're in. You're doing this. He pumped his fists a few times. Without further ado, Danny said, trying to sound French on the last word. That was terrible. Adieu. He tried a few more times, and it just got worse. He cleared his throat, another cut. So apparently the French word adieu, hey, look, I said it right, means goodbye, but Yellow says that I'm actually trying to say adieu, which means fuss, trouble, or difficulty. Like, without further fuss or trouble, let's move on. We may or may not have just looked that up. He cleared his throat. My bad. I'm dead. Give me a break. That got a laugh from the crowd. Danny shifted his position. Without any more waiting or bad French accents, here is your challenge. His mistakes did make his videos more interesting, more real. Maybe it was okay to leave him in. Drum roll, please. He beat the desk with his fingers, then clapped his hands in the air while making a cymbal sound. Do something amazing you've always wanted to do.
Get to the chopper.
But you were too scared to try. Let's see. Sorry. He smiled at the camera. That's right. I've given a challenge similar to this one before, but I really, really want you to do it. Mikkel gasped. No. She repeated under her breath. She tensed her shoulders and clenched her hands together. Go out for the play, Danny said. Write that story. Ask out that girl. Start your own YouTube channel. Make those brownies. The video cut. I don't know. The brownies one was kind of weird. Who's afraid of making brownies? No one. No one should be afraid of making brownies. They should all make some brownies. He paused to lick his small lips. Whatever it is, Danny said, take the plunge. Do it. Danny's face filled the screen. Like my sister, he said. Don't worry about what everyone thinks. Just show them. You. Try out. Perform. You're incredible. Mikkel looked over at me. Her face was pale, tears welling up in her eyes, and I wasn't the only one looking at her. She faked a smile as the lights came on and everyone started talking to each other. Then she whispered, I'm not doing it. I didn't even know for sure that what she was talking about. Whatever it is, I said, you can do it. I'll help you. Plus, we had a deal. I'll finish my comic. You'll finish Danny's challenges. She looked at me. The deal's off. All right, that's the end of chapter 20.